Welcome to the Instagram Stories for Friday, February 6th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill, and this is the weekend edition of the Instagram Stories. Today on the show, we're going to do a deep dive into edits, some features you might not know about in edits that have been recently added, and what you can do with them. We'll also talk about YouTube's new auto-dubbing feature that is now available to everyone with an expanded library of 27 languages. If you want to reach people all across the planet with your content, YouTube's auto-dubbing is where it's at. All of that plus more on today's episode, but first, here's a quick word from our sponsors. Welcome back. Let's start with the edits news, and then we'll get into some of the specific things that you can do with these new features. Here's the head of Instagram to explain 3 things you might not know about the Edits app.
3 features that you should definitely check out on Edits if you're using Edits. Now, a reminder, Edits is an app for those of you who are creating videos for platforms like Instagram, and it's great for not only inspiration and keeping track of your ideas, but for capturing and editing videos and even seeing insights on how your reels do on Instagram. So the 3 features I want you to check out are 1, clickable links. So you can actually add a reel or a profile to any of your videos, and they'll be tappable for anybody who sees that reel on Instagram. The second is storyboards. So in the ideas tab, you can keep track of your ideas, but you can also translate an idea into a storyboard and then translate that storyboard into an actual timeline. So it makes it very easy to translate an early idea into an actual reel. And the third is some of the new effects we have. Now you can actually select a subject in a video, like a person walking by, and apply an effect just to that subject. One of the ones I've seen used the most recently and in pretty fun and creative ways is the blur effect. So check them out. Let me know what you think. Really excited about the progress on edits recently and some of the stuff to come. Peace.
Okay, I want to drill down a little bit more on the storyboarding that he mentioned. You might not be familiar with planning your content out by using storyboarding. There was a video on the @creators account that explained how to do it. Here's the clip.
Your content creation crash out is canceled. Instagram Edits storyboards are here. You can now find storyboards directly in Instagram Edits, and this is where you'll be able to turn your content sticky notes into fully organized scripts. Think about your storyboard as your bird's eye view for scripting out your videos. You can absolutely choose to write your full script within each segment, but I personally like to simplify the process a little and write bullet points of exactly what I want to say or the video clips I need. That way I have a top line storyboarded strategy before I even hit record. And let's say that you've already filmed all or even just some of your video clips. You can add each clip into the related section so that everything stays organized. Once you're done storyboarding, you can click on new project and you can see your storyboard come to life and see what you already have and what's needed. I told you your content crash out was canceled, and you have Instagram storyboards to thank for that.
That audio clip doesn't 100% do it justice. I will link to the entire video in the show notes so that you can watch it. But if you've been using any other tools to help plan out your content, and maybe you're paying for those tools, since Edits doesn't have any cost at this time, it might be worth looking at doing everything inside Edits for simplification and to save some money. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about YouTube's new auto-dubbing being available to everyone with an expanded library of 27 languages. Stick around. Welcome back. Let's move into the YouTube portion of the episode. Renee Ritchie from the YouTube Creator Insider team sat down with the product lead who works on auto-dubbing at YouTube, and they talked about all the new parts of this feature that are being rolled out and why it's so significant. The clip is really long, but here's the part that I think is most relevant.
What is auto-dubbing? Who has access to it? And what are the features?
Yeah, so auto-dubbing is where YouTube translates your videos so that you don't have to do it yourself as a creator. It's available for all YouTube channels, and so anyone can actually go and enable it on their channel today. And we support dubbing across 27 different languages. This is primarily for new uploads, but we also started dubbing previously published videos, and we're expanding that as well. Now, in addition to that, we also have a feature called Expressive Speech that we developed together with Google DeepMind. And that's something where it takes characteristics or elements like the pitch, the intonation, and the energy in the original video and brings it into the auto dub. And this makes the dubs seem very natural and authentic. And so that feature also has now been launched completely in 8 different languages. Those languages being English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, Italian, Hindi, and Indonesian. And we are working to bring it to all the languages that we support. In addition to that, we've also been adding viewer controls.
Yeah.
So our intent with auto dubbing is for viewers to be defaulted into the original content when they understand it, but give them a translated version when they don't understand the original, and we have a translation that they do understand. And this works most of the time, but occasionally we might get it wrong. And so to address feedback we've seen from viewers who have experienced it when we didn't get it quite right, we've now added a new feature, a setting, that lets you tell us what your preferred languages are. So you can go into, on mobile, you can go into settings languages, or on the web, you can go to settings, playback preferences and languages. And you can tell us what your preferred languages are. And when you tell us what your preferred languages are, what happens is those languages, we will always show you the original content if that's available. And that means that you won't be exposed to an auto dub in those languages that you understand.
Yeah, I love that so much. I'm from Montreal, and I would maybe like my interface in French, but my videos in English. And maybe I'm trying to learn Mandarin, so I don't want those dubbed. I want to just immerse myself in it. So I love that you're providing this level of control, both for creators and for viewers.
Absolutely, because like you said, most of the world is now multilingual, right? And so they have different needs from the interfaces and the content that they interact with. And we want to give the viewers the ability to curate the experiences to match their needs.
And what are you looking at in terms of the impact? What are you seeing in the metrics?
There are millions of channels that are actively auto-dubbing today. And that has also translated into viewer benefit, where just in December, we were averaging more than 6 million viewers who were viewing more than 10 minutes of auto-dubbed content every day.
It's amazing. And what about like when creators look at their watch time or their average view duration?
Yeah, that's a great question, right? So average view duration is a great metric to think about how viewers are engaging with the content. And what we see is that on average, the average view duration of an auto dub is about 75% of the average view duration of the corresponding originals, right? So that means that, for example, if you had a video that was getting an average view duration of 10 minutes, then your auto dubs would on average see about 7.5 minutes of engagement. And that's pretty amazing, because that means that people who couldn't understand your original content are now engaging with it pretty deeply. And you're bringing in new viewers. But, creators care a lot about AVD. Yes, and so one thing I would point out is that, because the AVD of the auto dubs is lower than the original currently, what you will see is that your channel overall AVD might initially go down a little bit, right? And so what's important there is to pay attention to the language level performance characteristics. Because what's happened now is that you no longer have just a single channel. Yeah. You actually have multiple channels that are language specific, and each of these will behave differently depending on how that content resonates in the audience. So what you want to go and do is look at this at the language level, and YouTube Studio makes it easy for you. You can actually filter out performance metrics by language by using the audio track filter that you can find in YouTube Studio.
Okay, I'm going to stop the clip there, but this is a great time to go into your YouTube channel settings, go to advanced settings. You'll see in there automatic dubbing. It explains, it automatically translates your audio tracks into different languages and adds them to your video. And you need to enable allow automatic dubbing. It's not turned on by default. You also have the option to manually review dubs before publishing. I turned that off because since I don't speak another language and I don't have available access to someone who could check how well these videos are dubbed, I'm just going to leave that off. But I want to emphasize, if this feature is important to you, and I really think it should be, go into the YouTube channel settings, advanced settings, allow automatic dubbing turned on. Okay, that is going to do it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening, and come back next time for when we break down what the head of Instagram shared on his weekly Ask Me Anything. As always, thank you for listening.
Let's get it. The year was 2013. You posted your first pic and you're glad your post got seen. Your friends liked it too, but what you didn't know is what posting on that platform would do. Taking all your time and attention, doom scrolling. Also, let me mention, you gotta post on every platform, putting content on every set just to conform. Likes gave you validation and you got hooked. Now engagement is down, you feeling overlooked. Hey, keep coming back for more podcasts. And find me on Instagram at Daniel